What was the worst job you have ever had?
Man. So, I thought about this one a bit.
Yeah.
And it's like, I've had a few fast food jobs. They're not as bad as, like, people think they are. A lot of people are, I refuse to do fast food.
Yeah.
I would say the worst job I've had was, I was a security guard for, like, a cheese factory.
I worked at a cheese factory briefly.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
And it was like, the reason it was the worst job is because of just like the way it was like kind of managed. It was like, oh, let's get you a shirt, and he like opened his trunk and was like, hey, here's a shirt. That was the only shirt I ever got. I worked there for
13
year
years
and a half.
No,
I worked there for a year and a half, and then when they let me go, this is also part of the reason. They like wanted it back, and I'm like, okay, this is a shirt I've worn for 40 hours a week for a year. Mm-hmm. So yeah, it's like all faded and ripped up, and I'm like, I've worn this shirt every day.
Yeah.
So, okay.
Because it's the only one you ever gave me.
It was the only one they ever gave me. It was cool because it's like you didn't really work with the public. I was in like the back. Mm-hmm. But it's like when it was summer, they didn't have any, like, it was basically a built guard shack, like just a wooden, they just built it. No insulation, nothing. So like when it was summers in the Central Valley of California are 100 plus, and it was just like that was every day. Then the winters can get down to 30s, high 20s, which isn't the worst, but it's like when you're just in a wood box, doesn't really help. You can kind of do whatever you wanted, but then there was always that fear of like sometimes you just wouldn't get paid. They'd be like, "Oh, you're like, where's paycheck time?"
That sounds like an awful company to work for.
Paycheck time, and they're like, "Oh, yeah.
Oh, our bad.
Oh, like,
not
give us a couple more days," and you're like, "Cool."
Wow.
And it was so like 8 hours a day split between three people would work per day. It was 5 to 1, 1 to 9, 9 to 5. And the schedule reflected exactly how many people we had for everybody to get just 2 days off a day or a week. So it's like I had like a medical issue and I like still had to go to work.
Wow.
So after all that, after a year of never missing a day, even when I had like a medical issue and all that stuff, he let his like son-in-law pretty much take over the company. And I was like, hey, so I was wondering if I could have like these days off. And he's like, actually, we're letting you go because he hired like all of his friends. And so he just fired everybody. So after a year, like then it was just like, you're done. Worst job ever.
Wow, that sounds awful.
It was awful.
I worked at Taco John's for one day. So what happened was I applied for all these jobs when I was a teenager, right? And I got a job in a warehouse. I got a job at Cops bagging groceries. There's a grocery chain in Wisconsin. I got a job at Dairy Queen. And I got a job at warehouse, Dairy Queen, Cops, and Taco John's. So 4 different jobs, right? And I'm like, I cannot do 4 jobs at once. It's too much. I need to cut one of them. So I got the Taco John's one, and it was my first day. And I did the day, and they kind of trained me like how to do whatever. And then I left. And then I came back for the second day, and I was, it was like I had one day, then the next day I was on again. And I don't know if it was like before my shift, like a ways before my shift. And I'm just like, hey, look, like I don't know how to say this, but I can't take the job, So like. Basically, I did the interview. They said I was hired. They showed me around a little bit. Then I was supposed to have my first day. And I think it was like the day before or way before my shift. I came in and I'm like, hey, look, like I know you gave me the outfit and everything, but like I'm not going to be able to accept this job. I'm really sorry for any inconvenience they may cause you. And the guy was like, get the out of my store. And I was like, what? He's like, I don't want any of your bullshit. And like he lost it on me. And I'm like, do you want this shirt back? He's like, get out! Get out! He was like pissed. And I'm like, I am so glad I didn't work for you. You're an asshole. I think I said something like that to him too, because I'm just like, fuck you, dude. Like, oops, sorry for the swearing. But
like, oh, I'm sorry. Get out!
Yeah, it was scary, and I guess later on I found out like tons of turnover at that place because the guy was like an a-hole. Yeah. So that is my worst job I've ever had. What is the worst job you guys have ever had? Let us know in the comments below. Yeah, so this is I'm an Adult. We have a Patreon. You can check us out at patreon.com/I'm an Adult, and you get early access to the episodes if you are a patron. So thank you to all of our patrons for watching this a day early, and I hope you like today's show. We'll be back next week with another episode, but for now, we're signing off. See you later. Bye.